And that's for the piggies in every US city thinking a seat in the back row is Porsche because of European history. They miss seeing the monocle though, so I be in the front row on days I'm making dough. All alone, in the zone, on the phone, until the trailers go off the screen, along with all those production companies that never did a thing.
One Battle After Another is a film that I don't necessarily like, but that I admittedly did get enormous enjoyment out of. I just like that the film's plot is surrounded by miscegenation and U.S. illegal immigration sympathy, but what trumps these plot points are fly-on-the-wall perspectives on white supremacy-based cabals and their antithesis and liberation-based insurgency groups. I enjoyed how the film shows that the fall of such insurgency groups are almost always from the inside, and typically the straw that breaks the camel's back is in the form of a female member. Teyana Taylor was the right choice for this role, though not for any endearing reasons. Her and the rest of the women in her resistance group have barely any redeeming qualities as U.S. women. They all act rebellious and contentious. And really, just how trustful can a freedom fighter be if she's constantly bedding men who are the beneficiaries of Euro-colonization? The characters fight for Latinos to continue to have solid footing through illegal immigration to the U.S., and yet again, this is an ethnic group that is notoriously against Beverly Hills' Taylor's ethnic group, especially in the Golden State where the film is based. DiCaprio is the ultimate step dummy, as if this role is going to be an amnesiatic for audiences to forget how he got down in Django Unchained. I swear that's the only reason he took this role. Thomas Anderson wanted him included for name recognition, but if DiCaprio had been left out, maybe Thomas Anderson could have afforded some premium domestic sports cars instead of the base Mustang and a SE Charger. DiCaprio doesn't make or break this film, though Sean Penn does. Sean Penn plays a U.S. military man who loves to have his anus played with, and works said anus to become the villain to cheer for, and boy does he earn his applause. Elena Haim makes an appearance without her sisters, and Chase Infinity is a doll, but she still somewhat falls into the over-exaggerated stereotypical trap that the rest of the U.S. black women in this film get stuck in. Without Thomas Anderson using the selfish and masculine nature of the westernized black woman as a linchpin, One Battle After Another would simply cease to exist. This film also stresses the downside of miscegenation, specifically between Caucasoids and Negroids. How, yes, just because a Caucasoid is sexually attracted to a Negroid, the Caucasoid could still be a white supremacist. Oh, the dichotomies. How a loving father could still be a terrible example for their child. How distant and stern parents can prepare their child far better for the world than the guardian who wants to just be the child's friend. And of course, that when dealing with Western women, paternity tests are a must. Thomas Anderson didn't have to stretch the runtime to deliver this PSA though. Chase Infinity is good for the fan service, but I'm positive this won't be the last time audiences will get a peek up her skirt, a coquette skirt mind you, which is a powerful choice in a film focused on white supremacist groups and ideals more blatantly than most. One Battle After Another calls the nuclear family structure into question, as well as the importance of heritage and just how much of a raw deal men get left with when procreating with Western women. DiCaprio puts on the cape for another man's seed, and this film is an overblown picture of what the destruction of taking on others' responsibilities could cause. I walked out this film still unmoved to support non-U.S. citizens attempting to do business in my country as anything other than a tourist. I walked out this film unsympathetic to blended families and still see them as a joke. I walked out this film still viewing U.S. women as the least desirable leg of the African diaspora and as the most likely to assist in the genocide of their ethnic counterpart, no matter what they say. Actions speak louder than loud mouths. One Battle After Another features characters foolishly in pursuit of changing the world instead of themselves, while the future in Infinity's role is doomed to repeat the past. Food for thought. some fan service from a Hollywood upstart, and a domestic demolition derby. Not a bad trip to the flicks, but not one I'd like to revisit. Gil Scott-Heron got cut off in the credits. If Thomas Anderson was really down, he'd know that was disrespectful. I'd rather see Black Klansman or Judas and the Black Messiah. One battle after another is really an exercise in armchair activism for liberals. At least Thomas Anderson goes out on a limb and affirms the existence of white supremacy with this picture, but this is no genuine call to arms. No, instead, one battle after another is a call to put a cape on for feminists who throw their womb around in their youth and skirt their maternal duties while expecting some sucker to pick up the tab. We outside. There's no we. What the fuck is we? There's no we outside. There's no we. Fuck the doggies. When I go to sleep, I'm dreaming about being with my fellow mulatto. When I wake up, I'm back to dealing with a reality filled with bad wenches that listen to Lotto. Mental toddlers with fathers who'd rather apply bleach to their bloodline. Need to be bludgeoned with bludgers, black as ink blotters used for that soul contract sign. But the blood's still muddy. Your colonization is like Felton filling up on Granger. Disgusting. Check the Afro diaspora's demographics of their country and look at the culling. Got the percentage down to a couple. This is why I can't stand your man Rand makes couples. Why I gotta go to the trouble of converting my dollars into Rand on the double when I bubble. But instead I'm deflated, far from elated. Looking to sell my creations cause I'm far from business savvy. Might as well come in a cut cause my ethnic counterpart would rather have me cut for Zaddy. Cut the head off of Tom Holland, spray Timothy Chalamet, Hawkins and Dyer and Taylor do sex scenes with them seconds after they started films where they portrayed males that are gay. Guess I'll be going bed wench bashing today. Guess I'll be going bed wench bashing today. Hey, buried through a baby in the trash just to get smashed by Billy Bob. And all the black man is accepted to accepting prize as a pog. Shit makes me wish the US never repealed miscegenation laws. Guess I'll be going bed wench bashing today. Guess I'll be going bed wench bashing today. Hey, from Eartha Kitt to Zoe Saldana, Joey Turner-Smith Wild to Sophie Wild. No other ethnicity really has to worry about this when they have a female child. What the fuck's wrong with y'all? Guess I'm going bed wench bashing today. Guess I'm going bed wench bashing today. Hey.